Hello everyone. So let's cover today's MCQ. Today is Sunday, 11th of December. This video is presented to you by me, Dipanshu Singh. You can read more about me on this slide. You can also follow me on Unacademy on that link. And the general instructions are the same. Do watch the Hindu summary and then you can attempt these questions, and do mention your scores in the comment sections below. And guys, please, it's a request. Please help us reach the 3000 ratings marks for this month's course so that we can continue making these awesome courses for you guys. And the first question for today is regarding the National Crime Records Bureau, that is the NCRB. So it is a subordinate office of the Ministry of Home Affairs. It was established in 1986. The MHA has entrusted NCRB with a renewed mandate for the Crime and Criminal Tracking Network Systems project. So this was in news in last few months as well. So it is not a subordinate office. It's actually an attached office. There's a difference between a subordinate and attached office. Attached office have the executive task of implementing a lot of executive functions of the ministry, and subordinate offices are more of like field offices. So that is why first statement is incorrect. Rest of the two statements are correct. So B, second and third only are the correct options. So you can go through the details of attached office and the difference between subordinate and office. So as I told you, they're responsible for providing executive direction for the implementation of policies, and these more of act as a field establishment agencies responsible for detailed executions of decisions of the government. The next question is regarding the dropout rates in primary and secondary level in India for 2014 and 15. So the national dropout rate is at the primary level is 4.34%, and the national dropout rate at the secondary level in educational levels is 17.86%. Which of the following is correct? So there's a detailed report on this, and will be a series of reports on the education levels and dropout levels and the issues plaguing the education system in India, especially the primary and secondary level. So do watch that in today's Hindu summary, and as well as do keep an eye on these news. So both of the statements are correct. C, first and second are the correct options. So this data is actually provided by Ministry of HRD, so it is the government-backed data. Now the next question is regarding which of the following organized the Laureates and Leaders for Children Summit held recently? The United Nations Children Fund, Ministry of Human Resource and Development, World Bank Group, or D, none of the above. So it was organized by Kailash Satyarthi's Children's Foundation. So that is the correct answer, and is a 2-day summit held at the Rashtrapati Bhavan, inaugurated by President of India, during which deliberations were held on how the world can be united through compassion for children. Next question is regarding the National Security Act. So it was promulgated in 1980. This has clauses concerned with preventive detention. Both central and state governments have the power to detain certain persons. So which of the following are correct? So the information provided about National Security Act, actually all of them are correct, and it has been slapped on two of accused in the Bijnor communal rights. So related acts, there was an anti-terror bill as well, anti-criminal bill in Gujarat as well, which was in news. So do keep an eye on these kind of news. So all of the three statements are correct. Next one is regarding the Konatori experiment. So it is a Chinese space agency's program. It is an attempt to clean space debris orbiting around the Earth. It uses a kind of electrodynamic tether forged from thin wires of stainless steel and aluminium. So it is not a Chinese space program. It is a Japanese space program. So that is why first statement is incorrect, and second is correct, even third is correct. I have even mentioned it in today's Hindu as well. So it will be an attempt to clean the space debris, which can be hazardous for new spaceships and new space programs. So they'll try and basically attract these debris with an electrodynamic tether, which will attract these and bring them to low Earth orbit. So after that, they will eventually fall down and burn in the atmosphere. So first statement was incorrect. B, second and third are the correct option, and I've already explained you this Japanese space agency's space capsule is also known as White Stork. So the next question is regarding which of the following countries are members of the OPEC, or the Organization for the Petroleum Exporting Countries. These organizations do keep coming in, so it's kind of a revision question for you guys, and it can be a new question for a lot of people as well. So Iran, Russia, Venezuela, United States of America, and Nigeria and Angola. So Russia is not a member, so you can eliminate directly the second option. So if you just eliminate the second option, now I'm giving you a trick. See, A option is gone because second is there. B option is gone because second Russia was there, and even last option is gone. So sometimes in UPSC exams as well, prelims, there will be a lot of question when you are not too sure about it. But then if you are able to point out to a particular option where you can see, you can eliminate that, and the rest of the option you are pretty sure about that particular option, and you can eliminate the rest of the options, so you can find the correct answer. So that is why C1356 is the correct answer, even if you did not know who are the members. So Iran, Venezuela, Nigeria, and Angola are the members of OPEC. So countries on OPEC are 14 countries: Algeria and Angola, Ecuador, Gabon, Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Libya, Nigeria, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, UAE, and Venezuela. And this is in news because both OPEC and non-OPEC members have reached for the first time a deal to curtail oil output, which has obviously given rise to the oil prices after the global glut after more than 2 years of low prices. Next question is regarding Ghana. So it is a landlocked country. No, it is not a landlocked country. You have to look in the map and atlas for that one. It is surrounded by countries Ivory Coast, Burkina Faso, and Togo. This is correct. It is one of the largest producers of cocoa and gold in the world. That is also correct option. So if you look at the map, it opens to the Atlantic Sea, Gulf of Guinea, Cape Coast. Ghana is here. This is Cote d'Ivoire. That is Ivory Coast. Burkina Faso and Togo and Benin is here. So that is why the first statement was incorrect. It is not a landlocked country. Second and third statements are correct. B, second and third is the correct option. And this is in news because the opposition leader Nana Akufo-Addo has won the tightly contested presidential elections. Generally, guys, Africa-related questions are important. This year in mains as well, there was a question on the decolonization of West Africa, and that was in news because of the conflicts in Africa and Gandhiji's issue with Ghana as well. So next question anyway is regarding the which of the following cities set to host the world's biggest cricket stadium in the future? Sydney, Australia; Ahmedabad, India; London, England; Hyderabad, India. So in news recently, B, Ahmedabad, India is the correct option. It'll have the Gujarat's Cricket Association handed a contract to Larsen and Toubro. It's actually Toubro. The spelling is incorrect. To make Sardar Patel Cricket Stadium in Ahmedabad the biggest stadium in the world. The ninth question is, which country did India recently sign a civil nuclear agreement with? Well, it did sign it with Japan, though it has to be ratified by their parliament. But this is in context with Vietnam. So B is the option. It is significant development. India, an influential East Asian nation, that is Vietnam, signed a civil nuclear cooperation agreement. The two countries have also signed 3 other agreements to enhance aviation links, to jointly work in the area of energy efficiency and promotion of parliamentary cooperation. So there was a parliamentary delegation of Vietnam which was also visiting India yesterday. If you do watch Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha sometimes, you can take a note of all these things. And they even met Prime Minister Modi. So anyway, the last question for today is, consider the following statements regarding the recently announced incentives for setting up community radio stations. 90% of the subsidy is setting up a community radio station in northeastern states, 75% subsidy in setting up community radio stations in other states. All of the statements, both of the two statements are correct. And Minister for Information Broadcasting have basically announced 90% subsidy for northeast states and 75% subsidy for other states in setting up a community radio station. You also mentioned a dedicated Doordarshan channel, Alu Prabha, would also launch in the first part of January 2016, and it will show richness, variety, and diversity of local culture, and would seamlessly integrate northeast with the entire country. So this is it for today, guys. Do rate the course. So we have already reached 11th day of this month and hardly 20 days. So please help us reach the maximum ratings possible. Thank you so much and have a good day.